So I did find someone that, and we were dating for a little bit. Probably it was, I don't know, 6-8 weeks or so.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
You blew it.
We had 3 dates, and the last one we got, a lot closer and stuff, and it was going well.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
You blew it.
I did not know what a situationship was. I thought that if a man liked me enough to date me and to sleep with me, then he liked me enough to be my boyfriend.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another short video here today, and we have two clips we're going to go over, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. These clips are about it's a tale as old as time. What's happening here is we have the classic pump and dump situation. Now, it's not hard to believe that some of these guys get on social media, they get on dating apps, Tinder, you might even meet them at the gym, and they are not interested in being in a relationship with these women. They just want them in the bed. They just want to raw dog them. And honestly, they probably have about 5 or 6 women sitting in the wings waiting for the same thing. So this isn't a rare occurrence for these types of men. They do it all the time. It's their routine. And some of these women get kind of pulled into this situation unknowingly, and they kind of clown themselves. I'm going to be completely honest. Now, do I agree with this behavior? Not personally, no, but it happens. And these women are delusional that it happens, and they will literally hover around these dudes for weeks, months, sometimes years. They will be on his roster wanting to make something more with him, and it just is never going to happen. But let's go ahead, let's hop into these two clips, and this is going to be kind of along the same lines. We have these two individuals who, they got played, and they are making social media posts about it. They're posting on Instagram, they're posting on TikTok, and they just have to talk about it because, just them being embarrassed isn't enough. They have to vocalize it. They have to put it out there to show other women and to get that validation, because that's what they need. They crave the validation from these women. But again, my name is Rat Boy, and let's get into it.
So I wanted to update you on the whole dating situation. So I did find someone that, and we were dating for a little bit. Probably it was, I don't know, 6-8 weeks or so, but we had over a month. We had 3 dates, and the last one we got, a lot closer and stuff, and it was going well.
They got closer, which means that, nighttime fun, by the way. So the third date, a lot of these guys, hey, 3 dates is all you need to get in the door. So he spent less than a month, which is actually pretty good turnaround for some of these guys. A lot of times it takes a lot longer than a month, especially with someone like this. She's moderately attractive, so he probably had to put in the work, but in the end, he was able to raw dog her and he got what he wanted. So it was a win for him. Let's continue.
And then all of a sudden it started, he started backing up and whatever, and I was really confused for a minute, and I was like, what? Okay, if you're just gonna ghost me. Like, what's the deal? And but
well, he doesn't want to ghost you. He wants to breadcrumb you because he wants to possibly hit it again in the future. So that's what he was doing. She's probably confused over what was really happening, but it's called breadcrumbing, where you do the classic pump and dump, and then you text them the next week and you kind of breadcrumb them to kind of get them coming back. A lot of women fall for it. So this woman, I'm not sure. I haven't watched this whole clip, but maybe she fell for it, maybe not. Whatever she says on social media probably isn't the truth, so I'm pretty sure this happened a few times. She did say it happened along about 8 weeks, but then he started to sort of pull away at around the 4-week mark, so he probably hit it a few more times. Let's be real.
He kept reaching out, and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling some confusion here. Like, I'm gonna take some space. And I was like, I don't want to get closer to someone who's not sure of what they want, whatever.
He is 100% sure of what he wants, by the way. Let's just be clear. He knows exactly what he wants. You don't know what he wants, which is kind of alarming because he's literally showing you exactly what he wants. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
Which I was like, how could I read this guy totally wrong? And I was just really like, what happened? Anyway, but I come to find out he was actually, there was some serious life stuff that was happening.
There was some serious life stuff happening. You see, he had to knock off 2 women off his roster, and he was really dealing with that emotionally for a long time. And you know, so he had to deal with that. Like, I know it's very it just hurts having to think about knocking 2 women off your roster. You know, those other 5 women, they're fine, but these 2, he really wanted to keep those on the roster because those were keepers. They were really keepers for his roster. He was just going through a hard time, or
is happening that he's going through, and it's serious stuff. Anyway, so I was like, oh, okay, now I get it and I understand. I wish you would have told me sooner because you know, it was like 2 weeks or so that I was like, what the heck? So anyway, we just backed off and he's going through his stuff because he obviously cannot focus on courting a woman, which I get it, but at the same time, it's like, what? I don't know. Whatever. I'm just like, it's a big learning lesson. So there's many different takeaways that I got from it. Yeah. So that's that. I'm back to what I was before I was talking to him. And that's just single and doing my thing and living my life, traveling, taking care of my teens. And, you know, that's that. That's life. All right, guys. So living my best life. Mama Sue. Peace out.
And there we have it, the classic pump and dump. And she's coping the best way she can. Look, I want to applaud her for taking it as well as she did. You know, she's probably not going to have any trouble finding a man. You know, women like that, you know, she's in good shape. She's mildly attractive. She's going to find a guy. There's no issue with that. But you're going to get pumped and dumped along the way. I mean, let's be real, especially with online dating. It's going to happen for women like these. And they're going to always go after the attractive guy, the guy that's in shape, the guy that posts his Bugatti on Instagram. He has the money, he has the power, he's the big man on campus, so to speak. So they're going to flock to this dude and they are going to bend over backwards for this man. So, you know, hey, maybe they broke it off within those 2 weeks. Maybe he did some nighttime visits, you know, between then and there. I would like to believe that, you know, once she found out it ended, but let's be real. I mean, Chad always comes back knocking on the door, wanting those nighttime visits later on, and the door always opens. Let's be real. So let's go ahead and let's get into this next clip, and it's going to be a very similar story. And there's going to be a lot of these. There's a lot of these all over the internet. There's no shortage of videos like this. So let's go ahead and get this one started.
So when I first met my ex-husband, I was 16, and the way dating worked back then was I liked him, he liked me, so we started dating, we still liked each other, so we got married. Little did I know that in the 2020s, that is not how dating works.
Why did you and your husband split up? Why'd that happen? Oh yeah, you're not going to tell us. Okay, that's convenient. Continue.
And because my marriage had been particularly miserable the last few years, getting out of the relationship felt like getting out of jail. I've never been in jail, but I have family members who have, and from what I've seen, it is a time period of excess.
So you were for the streets. So here's a very interesting thing that I really can't wrap my head around this. So you're in a marriage for 20 something years, you get out of the marriage, and then you start, you know, getting pumped and dumped 8 or 9 times a week by random dudes. And then you expect for one of them to be faithful to you and to get in a relationship with you whenever he's already getting everything he wants from you. Why? Why would anybody want that? You just said you made your marriage miserable. Why would anybody want to be in a marriage with you if you're going to make them miserable? It doesn't make any sense. You know, he's probably looking through your social media at your ex-husband, and seeing all the stuff that your ex-husband had to put up with. And he's like, yeah, I'm really not into all that. I'm good.
And like those family members, I wanted the excess. I wanted to kiss all the boys. I wanted all of the validation and the attention. And what that actually meant was that I was nowhere near ready to date. Because when you're in that mindset, you end up attracting and dating the wrong man.
You don't attract those men there, forehead lady. You go to those men. You actively search out those men. Attraction doesn't exist. You can, you're not a bug lamp. You don't just attract the mosquitoes, okay? You are choosing to actively search out these men. So maybe take some accountability, you know? That might be a good thing. Take some accountability, work on yourself, try to find out why you're doing these things, and then maybe you can proceed and then live a healthier life. But as it is right now, saying that you're attracting certain types of men is basically just dodging accountability.
But because I was so innocent, I thought that dating in my 40s in 2021 was the same as dating in my teens in 1996.
No. If you're 40 years old, no, absolutely not. You are you're like a used tire. I mean, yeah, it'll get you around the block, but I mean, I wouldn't take you out on the interstate. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't take you on a long drive. You know, you're a used tire. You probably got a couple plugs in you. The tread is all gone. I mean, the rim's bent. I mean, look, let's be real. It's not going to happen. Okay, you're in your 40s. You really, at this point, you just need to take what you can get. Like for a divorced 40-year-old single mom, just take what you can get at this point, because you're looking for the perfect guy. Trust me, the perfect guy is long gone, and you should have sort of, you know, nailed that down back in your 20s.
So I instantly got into a situationship. I did not know what a situationship was. I thought that if a man liked me enough to date me and to sleep with me, then he liked me enough to be my boyfriend.
Yeah, 20 years ago. That's 20 years ago he would have done that when you were in your 20s. When you're in your 40s, I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. You're not relationship material. You're perfect for the nighttime visits. You're perfect for the pump and dump visitations, but I mean, you're perfect. You are a perfect situationship. Honestly, you're perfect. You know, I'm not going to call you attractive, but you know, you might be fun in the bedroom. Sure. Why not? I wouldn't take you out in public, but you can definitely show up to the bedroom. Sure. A lot of guys would be more than happy to, you know, invite you to their bedroom. I mean, they won't take you out to dinner, but you know, again, this is the reality that these women are living in. It's the cope. It is the delusion. And they think that they're 40 years old. They have 3 kids from 2 different dudes. They've been married for 20 years and their marriage just magically just dissolves and they have no reason why. But it's always going to be super vague. Usually if the guy did something wrong, they will go into extreme detail. Every single traumatic event they will play out and they will explain it in just like Christopher Nolan detail for you. But if it's something that they did, they'll just say, oh yeah, well, it was miserable the last year, so we had to divorce. Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
It's honestly kind of cute now how stupid I was, but that's not how dating works.
Wait, how stupid you was? Wait, past tense? I think maybe that's overflowing into the present here too, sweetie.
There are plenty of men that will take you out on dates, that will tell you you're amazing, that will have mind-blowing sex with you, and then act like you don't exist. And so I was so used to being somebody's wife that I thought if I just show what a great wife I can be, they'll love me.
Hey, I was so used to being a clown in the circus, I wanted to put on my red nose and perform, and maybe he'd hire me for the Ringling Brothers. Yeah, that's not how it works. Jeez. This woman is completely delusional.
If you hear one thing, don't do that. I can cook for you, I can clean for you, I can plan things for you, I can support you, I can be your therapist. All it did was keep the wrong guy around longer, which will zap you of any and all self-worth. I'm baby Gen X, I'm the last of the generation, and we were never taught how to find a compatible partner or how to have self-love and self-worth. So I had to teach myself that. And one of the first things I learned was what love was not. No matter how good it feels, it's not mind-blowing sex. It's not sweet words with no actions to back them up. It's not an unwillingness to commit or indecisiveness or uncertainty. And it's not butterflies in my stomach and weak in my knees. That's actually anxiety. I stayed with the guy who ignored me. I stayed with the guy who was hot and cold. I stayed with the emotionally unavailable guy. I stayed with the guy who was still in love with his ex. But looking back, I now realize that that was all necessary for me to grow. And when we know better, we do better.
Do you know better though? Are you going to do better? I think once you lower your standards to where they actually need to be, I think you could possibly find a guy that will give you the time and attention that you think you deserve, but you keep going after the wrong men and then you blame it on your past. Like there's literally no accountability. You can't just sit there and say, you know what? I chase these men. I choose these men because I find them attractive. I choose these men because I see their social media and I like what I see. You can't do that. A large majority of women refuse to take accountability for their actions, and then they get on social media and they complain about it like this one here. But let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know what you guys think about dating in your 40s, like after a divorce. I personally think if you're in your 40s and you're a single mom, get the kids out of the house. Once you are done raising the kids and you might be in your late 40s or whatever age you are, you know what I'm saying? That's when you can kind of look around and see if there's any scraps laying around for you to pick up and kind of, live life with, and maybe you can find somebody, maybe not, I don't know. But anyways, again, my name is Ratboy. Like, subscribe if you like these videos. I'm trying to get a new video out every single day. So if you are enjoying this, hit that subscribe button. It really shows me you're interested and it kind of inspires me to make more videos like this. So go ahead and do that. And again, I am out.